What's up? Spent 9 days in Tokyo, so I'm a ninja now. Actually, I'm not. It's really hard to train for foreigners in Japan, it turns out. So, we flew in 9 days ago, and Tokyo's awesome. Definitely recommend going there. But if you're gonna come train here, you gotta be ready to, one, either drop a shit ton of money, because day passes are either really expensive or you just can't get a day pass. It's for members only because the Japanese are all about the long haul, which is kind of cool, but it makes coming over here and training casually almost impossible. So if that's your plan, research a good gym and then come over here and plan on signing up for like at least a month. That's the best way, one, to train anyway, kind of, and get actual results, but two, almost the only way the Japanese are going to let you train with them. So, didn't get a lot of training here, which sucks because the Japanese mixed martial arts scene is influenced heavily by their traditional martial arts like karate, which I love. When you see them practicing or even competing, there's a lot more movement, a lot more footwork. Like a lot of times it'll look like freshly rolled dice kind of pinging around. Next to the Thai, where you see them kind of standing in one spot and trading shots, or even Americans. The Japanese have a lot more movement. So that's really how I like to fight, and I was really looking forward to coming here and studying that, but I couldn't. Which is actually probably a good thing because right before I came on this trip, so I sprained my ankle pretty bad and was limping around most of the time. I can't film because it turns out that they have really strict media laws, and so you can't film a class because they have to get permission from everybody in the class. They have to get permission from everybody in the school before you're allowed to bring a camera in there. So we weren't allowed to do that. But I was able to go sit in on a couple, and it was really cool. The karate that I sat in on was like vicious, so not MMA oriented at all. They were practicing nut shot after nut shot. Their whole thing was like, you've messed up the fight if you don't end the fight in 10 seconds. If the guy's not down and so injured that he can't continue after 10 seconds, you've done something wrong. So it's a lot of going after the kneecaps, going after the nuts, going after the eyes and throat. So a lot of what I would have learned from them anyway, I wouldn't have been able to use in the cage or the ring, which is fine. That's not the only reason that I train. I love martial arts just because I love martial arts. But that was cool to see. And then on the total flip side of that, I sat in on an Aikido class, which was also really interesting. I used to think of Aikido as sort of like a martial art that wasn't very good or practical. It wouldn't save you in a fist fight, probably. It might be better than nothing, I don't know. But it turns out that's not really why they train. They have this whole concept there that I really liked. That was basically, if you do something every day, multiple times a day, over and over again, it becomes part of your personality, and that's something that I happen to believe. And so their whole concept was, what they're doing is they're taking incoming aggressions and incoming assaults and learning how to sidestep them and lay them gently on the floor. And so that becomes part of your personality. So when somebody starts yelling at you or picking on you or starts to get aggressive, instead of pushing back and kind of emotionally matching until a fist fight happens, you step aside and lay it gently on the floor. And that I really liked. The other thing that I noticed was that the entire class happened with almost no talking. The instructor would show something and maybe say a word or two, but really he was just doing stuff and then having the class do it. And I asked somebody afterwards why that was, because I didn't feel like that was the best way to progress. And he said that a big part of that was so that students get used to learning without having to be told what to do. So it's more about like noticing little details, noticing little body movements, and learning how to pick up on what somebody else is doing without having to be explicitly told what they're doing. So part of it is learning how to learn, and part of it is learning how to learn in different ways besides just hearing what somebody is telling you to do, which is how most martial arts go. If you want to study martial arts to learn how to fist fight, Aikido is probably not the best way to go, but people make the mistake in thinking that learning how to fist fight is the only thing that you want to get out of martial arts, which is definitely not. It's something that helps you develop as a person, and if that's more what you're looking for, then Aikido is a great way to go. That was the stay in Tokyo. It was a lot of watching and not a lot of action. Like I said, not a lot of filming, and that's why you're watching me talk at you instead of watching me train, which is what mostly happens. But next we're going to Seoul, South Korea, and who knows, I don't know if we're going to be able to film there either, but my ankle is better. We researched some gyms, and there it's much more like traveler friendly. So hopefully I'll get to get in on some action and we can film it and have a whole nother set of what I learned and how they do it in South Korea for you in a couple weeks. So till then, hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like and subscribe, and peace.